Hey guys, I'm Adam's dad, and he thinks his gear is better than my gear.
Get out of here.
Hey guys, this is Adam from Miller's Custom Guitars, and the other day I did a silly sign-off on one of my videos where I had the Strymon Iridium and I was giving a sound sample and there was no sound because the Strymon is designed to run into a audio interface like a direct in or a DAW or some other, like a computer interface. And I don't have any way to run it like that. I thought it was funny. Some people didn't like it. But my dad was coming to town and he's got an FR speaker. If you don't know what that is full range, flat response. And that's designed to accept a speaker input from something that's got running an impulse response. And I said, hey Pops, you got to bring it in. And I'm going to try to get some sound samples from the Strymon Iridium, for my channel. And I said, hey, as long as we're at it, why don't you bring your Line 6 Pod Go and we'll do a little A/B comparison. I thought that would be fun. What I wanted to do is I wanted to do a sound sample. The Iridium's got 3 basic amps on it. It's got a deluxe type sound, an AC30 type sound, and a Marshall Plexi type sound. And so I wanted to do a sound sample between those types of sounds. The Line 6 Pod has like 10,000 different things it can do, probably more than that. But I wanted to give just a comparison of those sounds. And so my dad and I, we spent probably 2 hours last night.
Yep.
Making patches from scratch. He's got a bunch of patches that are saved, but we didn't want to use any of those. We made patches from scratch. We had to learn how to make patches from scratch. He doesn't have his software editor here with him. And so we went in the hard way and made patches from scratch through the top panel. It was kind of confusing. But we made patches from scratch and we made these channels that are just a deluxe, an AC30, and a Plexi. And we're going to do a comparison. And then when we went over to the Strymon, at first he was like, hey, do you want to try to match these up? And I said, no. The whole point of the Strymon is I want to just see how quick it takes me to get a good sound, because to me, the big benefit of the Strymon is it's so fast. Everything's on the top panel. You plug it in and it just basically sounds good. Everything sounds good. And with a few twists of the knob, you've got great sounds. Okay. So here's how we've got this running. I've got an A/B switcher down here, okay, which you can see on this other camera here. The radial big shot ABY. The A is the Iridium. The B is the Line 6. I am running through my pedal board. Everything's off right now, but I'll have a couple pedals I turn on a little bit later. And we're just going to give some sounds, okay? And I'll try to explain some things as we go through them. But we're first going to start with the Pod Go with the deluxe type sound. And we just used, let's see, what did we use? We used a TJM 75 fat with an SM75 for the cab. We used SM57. We used a little bit of 63 spring reverb, and it sounds like this. Oh, and I should tell you, the speaker that we're using is a Headrush 8, you said?
Yeah, I don't know the actual model number, but it's got 8-inch, not 12-inch.
8-inch, not 12-inch. And I've got it mic'd about, 8 to 10 inches from the speaker, just using my little Shure, whatever it is, the one that plugs into my phone. So it's got a little dirt to it. It's pretty bright, probably because this guitar's bright. Cleans up if you back off the volume. me, that sounds amazing. So let's go over to the Strymon. I'm going to turn it on. I've got it on the round setting, which is the deluxe setting. Try a couple different cab options. I definitely like the option C better. My dad just mouthed to me, "That's nice. Don't tell them I said that." Now on the Iridium, in the deluxe setting, the mid knob, it's not actually a middle, it's not like your mid frequencies, it actually changed like the contour of the... It actually changes how the mids distort rather than changes like how much mids you have. It's like if it's to the left, it's like really scoopy. Like go back to the line 6. So the line 6 is much brighter, at least as we have the line 6 set. I have the volume turned down a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of overdrive. I've got a Wampler Tumnus. That's the line 6. Yeah. This is the Iridium. Now the Strymon doesn't have reverb. Instead it has a room size knob. I'm going to turn the Tumnus off real quick. A small room size. Big room size. It functions effectively as the reverb, but I find if you're running a lot of gain, you got to turn the reverb down or else it gets a little splatty. A little delay. Add the Tumnus back in. Let's move on. Hey, so we've been having some technical difficulties here. I don't know where we left off. I'm going to really quickly do a Iridium sound sample on the deluxe setting. I liked the cab C the best. We have to move on because Pops has got to get going. So we are going to move over to the AC30 setting on the line 6, and we are using the Mesa Boogie 412 cab. because that's the cab I like on the Strymon Iridium. So we'll try the line 6 first. This one also cleans up pretty good. Okay, let's go over to the Iridium here. It has 3 different cabs. I like cab C on this one, which is the Mesa Boogie 412. On the Iridium, the middle knob functions as your top cut knob. I find if you add a lot of gain, you need less room size or else it gets a little splatty. I think that sounds pretty awesome. Go back over to the Strymon, or to the line 6. Add some tumness. Let's see if the Strymon can clean up. I don't know, pretty cool. Okay, so now we're getting to the last setting, and this is probably my favorite setting that we set up last night on the Line 6 pod, and that is the plexi sound. And if you're not super familiar with Marshall plexis, one of the things that they have is 4 inputs, and they have like a high input and a low input, and each input has a separate volume control. And one of the things you can do is you can plug into one of the inputs and then use a little jumper to jump from the high input to the low input, and then you can turn those inputs, the volumes of those inputs up separately, and you can overdrive your lows, like the low input and the high input separately. And the Line 6 has a patch that does that. And I thought that was really cool. And they call it, what do they call it? They call it a Brit Plexi Jump. And when my dad was scrolling through the patches, I was like, that one, that's the one I want. I jump. And he's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, let me show you. And they do that. They have a high gain and a low gain. And it's just that. I thought it was really cool. We were setting up the patch. I think it's pretty cool. So here's, and I switched to the Strat. It's fun. So here's the Line 6. So this setting's a lot of fun, but the thing that's great about this setting is that it lets your guitar's character shine through. this setting to me is so stratty. You know, I can get the, you know, like if I'm like on the 4 position, you know. And on top of that, I think even better than the other settings, this setting cleans up so good. When you back off the volume knob on your guitar, it might as well just be a clean sound. So like... So let's see if the Strymon can hold its own against that, okay? Those are actually really close. Those are actually really close. I'm about 5.5. The line 6 is a little brighter. Hear it? They're really close. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of the video. Hey, I want to thank my dad for bringing his gear down and let me run through it. This is the 3rd time we've shot this video. We had some technical difficulties, so thank you very much for your patience. Did you want to add any thoughts or comments?
So the reason I use the Pod Go is I can't mess with controls in the middle of a song.
Right.
My hands are busy. I'm leading the song, and I can't get down and fiddle with anything.
Sure.
So I want to program a tone, have it be close, go to the next song,
Right.
get to that tone, and not have to mess with anything.
Sure, you need presets.
I need presets.
Sure.
Right. And so the thing that I was questioning was your fave button. What does that do?
So you can set up controls on your top panel, and then you can save them to your favorite, right? And then you can set up different controls, and then when you click the favorite, it pulls back whatever your favorite was.
Do you have to reach down and change cab or change amps every time and then hit your fave button, or can you cycle through your faves?
So you can get a little foot switch that I think stores a couple favorites, right? And then this is also, I believe, MIDI programmable. So if you had a MIDI foot switcher, then it could send patches to pull up a couple different or a bunch of different favorites. So it could pull them up, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But
So it sounds like you can do some of that stuff if you spend a little more money.
right, if you have
what
other
did
things.
your Strymon cost?
This is $399.
And I think my pedal was $449 or $499. I don't remember, but it's somewhere in there.
That's insane that you can get this for like not that much more than this, because we barely scratched the surface of what this can do. We did 3 amps with basically no effects. And the Line 6 Pod Go is basically, it's got everything that a Helix has except for you can't do dual amps.
No.
You can only do a couple effects at a time, but it's got all of the amps. It's got all of the effects.
Yeah, it's got 4 effects blocks. So
you can do 4 effects blocks per patch, but it's got all of the effects from the Helix, all of the amps from the Helix. It doesn't have as much processing power, but
you can load IRs.
You can load
just like
IRs.
The Strymon.
That's insane that you can get this for what, less than $500.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. To me, like, I'm a person that I like to like see what I'm looking at. That's why I run a pedal board rather than a multi-effect. Even my DD500, which is a multi-effect delay, I have, once I've set it up, I have basically 4 pages of delays that I use, and that's it. You know, now that those are set up, those are the ones I use. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. You know, if you are interested in getting some of these things, you know, hey, check out Sweetwater. They're the ones that that provided me these guitars that I've been using, this Strymon, through the contest that I won from 60 Cycle Hum. Thanks, Ryan, for choosing me. You know, I'm sure, you know, I know they sell Line 6 stuff. You can check them out. I don't get any money. You know, I'm not an affiliate link or anything. So that's, you know, shop whoever you want. But I recommend Sweetwater because they are awesome. Thanks for my dad for coming out. Other than that, have a good one. Thanks, guys.